Well, it is the hottest ticket in Washington for politicians and celebrities alike. We're talking about the White House Correspondents' Dinner. It was held this weekend, the event giving President Obama a chance to show off his comedic skills.
Of course, we rolled out healthcare.gov. That could have gone better. In 2008, my slogan was, "Yes, we can." In 2013, my slogan was, "Control, Alt, Delete." On the plus side, they did turn the launch of healthcare.gov into one of the year's biggest movies. As a general rule,
Well, it went on from there. You get the idea. The Correspondents Association celebrating its 100th anniversary, and someone who knows firsthand what goes on at that dinner and all the activities before and afterwards, Laura Schwartz, who's an author, professional speaker, and formerly the White House Director of Events during the Clinton era. Laura, good to see you.
It's great to be back, Corey. What the comedian-in-chief.
Unbelievable.
Seriously.
Great
I think
writers.
Every president is a little bit nervous about that speech because they're used to policy. But they practice, they ramp up as much as they do for the State of the Union for this one night.
I believe they do. You call it, what, the nerd prom?
The nerd prom. It got coined that in the early 90s. You know, it's been around for a long time. They used to have acts of jugglers and singers, and then they started having comedians. And ever since 93, they really started having the Hollywood elite. So they went from talking about polling numbers earlier in the week to all the A-list celebrities on the list.
That's great. Now, wasn't there a moment where Julia Louis-Dreyfus got together with the vice president?
I tell you, Julia Louis-Dreyfus and Joe Biden were the stars of the nerd prom this year because they actually filmed an entire segment, 7-minute video that played as the introduction to President Obama on Saturday night. Now, this video showed both of them wanting to forget about this snob Correspondents' dinner and let's do something else instead. So you see them going through the White House, trying out the Oval Office, sneaking ice cream, and then Michelle Obama catches them, and both end up at the end of the night with tattoos with number 45, which would be the 45th president, which will be elected in 2016.
I believe we have a little clip of that. Let's look.
Hello?
Selena, what are you doing?
Oh, God. I thought you were the president. Hey, listen, are you going to this Correspondents' dinner tonight?
And it goes on
I'm
from
not
there.
going.
You
I've
get
been
the
there
idea.
once. It's a bunch of politicians trying to explain politics.
And of course,
to
if you don't know,
Hollywood.
Julia Louis-Dreyfus is the
Exactly.
star of a show on cable called Veep.
Yeah, doing
Thus, the
incredibly well.
connection.
In fact, over on HBO.com, you can watch a longer version that has all the outtakes and like bonus video footage. It's really fantastic. But there's been this convergence between Hollywood and DC. It's exciting. You know, the whole Correspondents Association was founded to guarantee press access to the White House. Then they started this dinner as a way to invite their sources, along with their correspondents and reporters, to really break bread for one night. It's a time to take away, just forget about all those hard questions during the day at the press briefing room and just have some fun. But now the networks, they bring along the Modern Family cast to really impress those ABC anchors and sources. So it's really been a fun extension.
All right, we also have another clip from comedian, actor Joel McHale, and taking a swipe at Governor Christie, I believe.
Christie was pretty popular.
Let's watch this.
Chris Christie, his administration canceled the train tunnel to Manhattan. They're closing the Pulaski Skyway, and they blocked the George Washington Bridge. Finally, a politician willing to stand up to America's commuters. Governor, do you want bridge jokes or size jokes? Because I got a bunch of both. I could go half and half. I know you like a combo platter.
Both sides of the aisle got hammered equally.
They
I suppose,
did, and in fact, there was a flow chart they showed online yesterday. Christie got the most jokes, then came, I believe, CNN for their over coverage of the air incident, and then came healthcare.gov. But you want to be joked about. That means you're relevant, you're in the news.
Right. Now, there also are pre-parties and post-parties, and you had a chance to go to some of those.
I was there on Friday night for the Politico HBO Films party. History. That was with Bobby De Niro, as he likes to be
Bobby,
called.
I love that.
Bob is
Yeah.
debuting this phenomenal documentary on his father. And that actually, I took that from my seat in the front row. It was
Okay.
a wonderful night. And he did a great Q&A afterwards, but it starts in June, I believe, on HBO. And his father is this amazing struggling artist. It's a very sad but very good story. And then there was also a big party at the ambassador's residence, the ambassador from the UK.
Okay.
And that's where I was with the Veep cast, House of Cards, and beyond that night. So it was just a great way to kick off the weekend. Now I came back because Advocate Christ Medical does a great gala every year with your very own Dawn Hasbrook.
That's right.
So I had to attend that on Saturday night, which I enjoyed. So I missed the dinner, but I think the pre-parties are almost getting more out of control than the dinner itself.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Did you have a chance to meet either Kevin Spacey or Robin Wright from House of Cards?
Robin Wright,
Yes.
I did. And
Yeah.
it was kind of funny because as well as not so much with Robin, but with the Veep cast, a lot of the vice presidential real staff were there.
Right.
And so I was interviewing them to their counterparts. You know, the communications director, the
Right,
chief of staff
right.
from
That's
Veep,
perfect.
and Julie.
Yeah.
So it was really a lot of fun.
All right.
And they're great sports. You know, they love it. They're not necessarily political themselves, but to be in a room with whether it's the Speaker of the House or the governors and the president and his staff, it's pretty amazing. It's pretty amazing.
I imagine it is. Boy, we could talk about this for hours.
We
Laura,
could, Corey.
Thanks for coming by.
Well, thanks for having me.
insight.
We'll have to go start
Next-
our own Chicago dinner.
I'm in, but next time you're heading out, take me along. I'll be
I
a
will.
little,
I
you know,
will.
fly
You,
on the
me, and
wall.
Bobby De Niro.
Got it. I love
Like
Bobby
it.
De Niro. She calls him Bobby. Still ahead, Bill Bellish, or should we call him Billy? With the work week forecast, and the Hawks aren't the only